Right now, let's bring out our next combatants. First from San Diego, would you welcome Dennis Fisher Jr.
All right, fight fans, it's our fourth fight of the evening, a mixed martial arts contest in the featherweight division. Making his way out first, Dennis Fatality Fisher Jr. The 28-year-old stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, making his pro debut with a 10-8 record as an amateur. Fighting out of Noonan, Georgia, the Southpaw has 6 wins as an amateur by way of knockout. He might look skinny, but this dude is deceptively strong.
Yeah, he has that intense stare. It looks like he's ready to come to fight.
Big stuff from Dennis Fisher. A lot of his finishes go all over the place. He finished one guy with a head kick knockout on Bruce Smith in 2016. Another finish with a flying knee to the body. This guy can end you anywhere in the ring.
Wow, this looks like it's going to be an explosive fight.
Let's turn to Keith Berry for some of those keys to the fight for Dennis Fisher.
You know what, Dennis Fisher looks like he has to be more elusive, make him miss, counter, keep it on the feet, and try to keep it away from the ground and pound with Carlos. If he goes to the ground, he needs to get back up, use those scrambles.
Carlos Puente, really well known for a nasty ground and pound game. Dennis Fisher, if he can keep it at distance, keep it on the feet, miss, counter, take advantage of those big knockout moments that he's well known for.
He has those Muay Thai shorts. Looks like he's ready to throw some kicks and knees here tonight.
And would you welcome his opponent from Indio? Give it up for Carlos Puente.
On the other side of the ring tonight is 22-year-old Carlos Puente, fighting out of Indio, California with True MMA and Doom Squad. With a record of 3 wins and 2 losses, he's the more experienced professional, but again, you have that 18-fight experience from Dennis Fisher Jr. on the other side.
I like his energy, though. I like his energy. He's coming out excited, looking like he's ready to go. Confidence.
Well, if there's one thing Carlos does not lack in, it is confidence. He's creative. He mixes it up. He's a very fluid fighter. Transitions well from strikes to the ground to takedowns. All over the place. The guy has a non-stop motor. He's the kind of guy who bites on his mouthpiece, keeps swinging, puts you on the mat, and then swings till you stop moving. Fighting out of True MMA and Doom Squad in Indio, California. Let's go to Keith Berry for some of our keys to the fight for Carlos Puente.
It looks like he has to counter with those kicks, force Fisher to box, and then, take it to the ground, use his jiu-jitsu and wrestling from there.
Carlos Puente, probably the more, while he's a very fluid fighter, also a big striker, probably the more compact of the two, while Dennis Fisher loves those big explosive techniques, love to try to change the fight at a moment's notice.
Yeah, these guys are both going to come hard. They're going to go at it. They're 145ers. They're going to have a lot of gas in the tank. It's going to be exciting.
Now, interesting notes. Carlos Puente, he searches for the mount at any position. If there's an opening, he slides through. On the other side of it, Dennis Fisher Jr., we talked about his striking, but make no mistake, he is an opportunistic submission fighter. If you give him a limb, he's going to grab it as quickly as possible. So who will it be tonight? Will Carlos Puente improve his record to 4-2? Or will Dennis Fisher Jr. earn his first win as a professional mixed martial artist?
Ladies and gentlemen, our fourth matchup of the evening, set for 3 5-minute rounds of MMA action in the featherweight class. Your referee, once again, is Mike Bell. Introducing first on my left, a Muay Thai specialist, wearing the black trunks with blue and white, weighing in at 145 pounds even. From San Diego, by way of Chicago, Illinois, fighting out of Victory MMA. He brings a professional record that includes 10 wins with 8 losses. How about it for Dennis Fatality Fisher Jr.? His opponent pacing in the blue corner, wearing the burgundy trunks with gold and white, weighing in at 144.5 pounds. From Indio, fighting out of True MMA, His record includes 3 wins with 2 losses. How about it for Carlos El Puente Jr.?
Mike Bell, your referee for this featherweight bout. Carlos Puente in the blue corner. Dennis Fisher Jr. in the red corner. Let's go. Some bad blood before a nasty stare down you saw earlier during the fighter walkouts when they paraded the 12 fighters of the night out. Puente shaking off that handshake.
Yeah, both these guys look elusive here.
Fisher so far stalking down Puente. Puente changing the angles.
Dennis is fast, explosive.
Dennis Fisher, fast, explosive. Look for Puente to throw that push kick to the body a lot. He loves that technique. Another note here, Dennis Fisher Jr. took this fight on 1 week's notice.
Fisher looks like he has something to prove. Looks like he came to this fight to win.
Nasty uppercut from Fisher as Puente comes in. Again, that front kick to the body from Puente.
Fisher's kind of just waiting here to counterpunch. That was kind of a weird kick. Looks like he kind of just stumbled there. Good takedown defense by Fisher.
And now Fisher puts Puente in the corner. Fisher is very fast. Hits super hard out of nowhere. He has struggled against some of the better wrestlers he's faced in the past. And so now you can see Carlos looking to get this thing to the mat.
They're in a little bit of an awkward tanglement here.
Yeah, it looked like Fisher was trying to get the back. And here we go. Now Fisher's in the back. We talked about that opportunity
Fisher's going for that
game.
Yeah, Fisher's going for that jiu-jitsu, going for that rear naked choke. That body triangle.
And with that extra leg woven through.
Yeah, yes, that's a good control right there with the back. It's going to be hard for Carlos to turn.
Passing the midway point in our first round.
Fisher just needs to sneak that hand right under that right hand of his, right under his chin. He's not really going for it. They both have that hand control, trying to fight for that hand control and get that rear naked choke.
Fisher, a high school wrestler out of Illinois, right now showing off his jiu-jitsu game.
Yeah, he has that body triangle, so he has full control of his body. Really nothing Carlos can do from here. He has to turn exactly what he's doing, turn towards the leg that's locked, which he's doing.
And why are we turning that way?
Then that'll release the body triangle.
As you see happening right
If you
here.
turn away from it, then yeah, it tightens it. So yeah, he's getting out.
Now Fisher trying to soften him up a bit, and we're back on the mat again.
You know, Fisher's the striker, but he looks like he has some jiu-jitsu. He's kind of working him, softening him up a little bit with some punches, and you know, he might try to sink that rear naked choke here pretty soon.
And here we go.
Flatten him out a little bit.
Fatality Fisher Jr. so far mounting the bulk of the offense in the opening stanza.
He's really not. There we go. Nice little scramble there from Carlos. Like you said, trying to go for that mount. Transitioned out of that.
Carlos always looking for position as quickly as he can. And now some of the wrinkles of doing mixed martial arts inside the ring.
Yeah, that was an interesting transition, and now it looks like Carlos has his back.
But now reversing position, Fisher Jr. back on top.
These guys look like they're pretty evenly matched on the ground as well. This is a good fight. Carlos showing his jiu-jitsu roll. Right for that triangle. Setting
Carlos
it up.
throwing it up high.
Oh, he has that. His head's a little loose. Needs to tighten up that triangle. There we go. He popped out. It's back on now.
And so far, the ground game of Fisher Jr. very impressive in this opening round.
These guys are going through a lot of transitions for the first round. Let's see how they feel for the second. A lot of jiu-jitsu action.
Fisher has the right arm of Puente trapped. Not enough time to capitalize, though, or is there? Can't see from this angle. Fisher might be going for a choke. Nope, the hands are out.
I'm about to go tell Fisher in his corner he should probably go for that rear naked choke because he's not. Seems like he's kind of just holding that back position. He might be used to that from wrestling. But if he just digs that right hand right under, he's going to get that rear naked choke. It's right there for him.
Round one in the books. You probably got to put that one on Dennis Fisher's ledger.
Yeah, he kind of controlled the whole fight with his jiu-jitsu. It was surprising because we thought him as the striker, you know. He's coming out here 2 weeks' notice. Good fight.
He does have that high school wrestling background, which, you know, as any jiu-jitsu guy who's faced a wrestler, there are things that they do that you just don't necessarily train in the jiu-jitsu gym.
Yeah, that wrestling background is a huge factor. If you have that wrestling background, then you go into jiu-jitsu. I think it's one of the best, you know, bases you can have at mixed martial arts.
Round two on its way. Mike Bell checking to make sure the mouthpieces are all ready to go. And here we go. Fatality Fisher in the center again. Misses with the uppercut.
These guys are fresh.
Like you said, featherweights, big gas tank.
Carlos has that weird entry on his takedown, and Fisher's kind of figuring it out. It's a little slower.
Nice uppercut lands from Fisher as Carlos comes in. And there's a nasty knee from Fisher.
Nicely timed.
That's one thing about Dennis Fisher Jr., those moments. He finds those little openings. And now the tie plum.
Carlos's game, he's not giving up. He's not shying away from it. He has a different style. He's kind of trying to implement it there. Oh, he had a little body work there. I like it. A little dirty boxing.
Nice right hand from Puente, followed by an uppercut. And now again, Fisher on the back. Can he do the same thing again?
Going for that takedown. Oh, good reversal right away.
Way to peel that arm up by Puente.
That was a different takedown, but, you know, it worked. Going right to the back there.
Well, you saw Puente sliding that knee over for the mount. Dennis Fisher Jr. decided he'd rather give up the back.
I see Fisher kind of, you know, seems like he's slowing down a little bit.
Puente does have that non-stop motor. The big question here, will we see that ground and pound he's so well known for?
He's working here.
Ooh, short, nasty elbows.
I'd really like to see him flatten him out right there. I mean, he flattens him out and throws those strikes, you know, changes it up.
Puente peppering Fisher with shots.
He has him in that full Nelson. I mean, could work.
I like to call that the big brother move. And now fight for control, and here we go. Carlos Puente on top.
Looks like he's going for that mount.
In 3/4 there for a second. Yeah, we talked about it before, though. Those scrambles so important for Dennis Fisher Jr., and now he's back on top.
Yeah, Fisher has to watch for that triangle. It looks like Fuentes likes to throw that up. And Fisher's kind of hanging his head low.
More little elbows coming in. Nasty work from Carlos. Even on the bottom, still throwing strikes nonstop. You know, a lot of those won't do a ton, but those little sharp elbows, those can start to get annoying.
Yeah, it's adding up.
And now going up for the triangle.
Like I said with that triangle. It looks a little deeper this time.
Fisher trying to step around.
You know, Fuentes has to get that left arm under to kind of throw his leg off and then lock up that triangle. They're getting in some... Almost had a mounted triangle there.
Oh, now looks like Carlos
going for a Darce here.
Can he get it? His hands looked cinched for a moment.
You know what? He kind of has to have his hips out a little bit more. He's a little too far forward. I almost saw a tap there from Fisher.
That was tight, but now Fisher on top. Can he rain down some damage? Try to steal the round here. Fisher in the half guard of Carlos Puente. Looks content to stay here for a moment, do some damage. Maybe catch his breath. Reaching the last 30 seconds of our second round.
Yeah, this is a very competitive fight. Both guys come in a lot of transitions on the ground.
Fisher searching for that mount. Puente defending well. Fisher still working here on top. Not doing a ton here to capitalize. Got to wonder how much that scramble and that defense, maybe that triangle choke, took out of Fisher.
Yeah, that triangle choke was deep, and I called it on the second time he went for it. Yeah, they're going for some transitions. There's a lot of jiu-jitsu transitions going on.
And their lessons have impacted him and allowed him to become the champion he is. They strengthen and protect Triple G in the ring, giving him the confidence and courage to always get up and fight for it.
Round number 3 on its way. Could this be the deciding round between Carlos Puente and Dennis Fisher Jr.? Referee Mike Bell letting them know what's on the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the third and final round.
Fisher again taking center stage. Puente moving. And again, that nasty knee. Oh, might have been a low blow here. That's the danger of throwing those knees in tight.
Yeah, it happens. It definitely wasn't intentional.
I think we got a little audio there.
Yeah, Carlos, he comes in awkwardly, you know, and then we got Fisher, who's super explosive, so, you know, this does happen.
Fisher's very long, and that's one of the things that's interesting about trying to fight that guy. Whether you're dealing with the submission game or in the striking game, everything he does is really, really far out and weird. Then you have sort of that strange style. We were talking about the way that Carlos Puente positions his body.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Looks like everything's in order. And we're back.
Some leg kicks started off.
And I think Puente felt pretty good about the grappling in round number 2, but Fisher, strong and long.
Yeah, I think Fisher's, you know, his wrestling transitions from that wrestling background, he just has a lot of scrambles. He ends up on top. I don't think he has as much jiu-jitsu, but it's kind of the wrestling experience is nullifying Carlos's jiu-jitsu.
Carlos getting creative, a spinning back elbow followed by a hook, but now a knee and a kick from Fisher. Both guys getting creative here in the final stanza. And now you see again, Carlos on top, trying to slide through. But Fisher doing a good job hooking that leg.
Fisher's just so scrambling, you know. He's just right back up to his feet, hooking for a leg, just trying to get up. You can tell that wrestling background's coming out.
And now here we go. Carlos Puente doing a little damage, trying to soften him up. And now, interesting wrinkle. The arm was trapped for a moment. Now it's gone. Now, Carlos
some good elbows right there.
Carlos loves those elbows when he's defending takedowns. We haven't seen that yet tonight. But when he does defend takedowns in the cage, he throws those elbows to the head, kind of Travis Brown style.
Yeah, those elbows from the bottom and from all the different angles, they're underutilized. There he goes for that triangle. He likes those triangles.
More of those elbows coming from Carlos Puente on the bottom.
Carlos kind of saying, you know what, I'd rather just kind of beat him up a little bit, forget the triangle. Right back up to the feet.
Probably a smart move here from Fisher. It's interesting, you're on top and against the guy who's threatened so many times. Fisher's mouthpiece a little loose here.
Fisher's looking a little tired, showing that fatigue.
Both guys pretty tired. Carlos still moving. Fisher with a nasty knee.
Got that last takedown.
And that could be the exclamation point here with 2 minutes
really
left in the fight.
Yeah. You get that last takedown like that.
Time! Center of the ring. So here's the question. Is Mike Bell going to restart them in a way that puts that knee back on the arm? Looks like it's not. So that was a big moment there for a second. Carlos moving to trap that arm down. He's going for it again, that salivary position.
He has to kind of be careful here. You can see Fisher, he's real scrambly. He might just get up. He wants to keep that dominant position, going for that mount.
Carlos not stopping, seeking that mount, but now it's Fisher throwing his legs up high. Carlos Puente trying to soften up, passes to...
There goes Fisher trying to scramble out of there. There he goes. Back on top is Fisher.
Fisher certainly squirrely, those scrambles playing a big role so far, keeping him in this fight.
Oh, this is a pretty evenly matched fight. Both these guys.
And that means the matchmaker did his job. This has been kind of a nasty dogfight between these two the whole way through.
Yeah, really beautiful matchmaking by OC Fight Club.
And now, back in the mount again is Carlos Puente. Fisher turning over.
Almost has that back body triangle. That is no good. Just has to kind of lock it up on that right side of Fisher.
And now, arms under the chin. Could this be it? No, he loses it.
Yeah, for the future, I'd work on both these guys and trying to finish those submissions. They both went for a lot, but it seems like they would go for it, and then they wouldn't have that last bit to kind of finish it. Great fight.
Fisher going to end this fight on top, probably. But Puente never stopping with those strikes. A lot of weird transitional positions.
Yeah.
That's it, folks. 3 rounds of action in the featherweight division between Carlos Puente and Dennis Fisher Jr. This one will go to the judges' scorecards. Keith Berry, how'd you see this one?
You know what? It was a close fight. I'd have to give it to Fisher. I thought he had the first 2. It was a lot of transitions. Carlos kind of blew it. He didn't finish those submissions he was going for. But yeah, I think Fisher took it 2 rounds to 1.
It's always an interesting question when you're talking about judges. Which are you weighing more, the position or a submission attempt? And how much should an attempt count as opposed to an actually completed submission.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see how many judges. I mean, there could be different judges, 3 different judges every different night. There could be a different decision, you know.
Well, it comes to a philosophy thing too sometimes. Who's doing a better job? The guy who's holding the back for a while, or the guy who puts you in danger with a triangle for a while?
Yeah, and then they might see a certain shot in the fight, and then they might hold that for the whole round. You never know how these guys are judging.
Cub Swanson of UFC fame in the corner there of Carlos Puente. Fantastic performance from both fighters, really gutsy. Carlos Puente Jr. looking to improve his record to 3-2. Dennis Fisher Jr. with that large amateur record, entertaining this sellout crowd of 1,000.
Before we get to the cards, how about a nice warm round of applause for both of these fighters going all 15 minutes of MMA action for you this evening. We go to the cards once again, and Judge Max DeLuca, David Dinkin, Thomas Taylor, all seeing this fight by identical scores of 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Carlos Puente Jr. One more time for Dennis Fisher Jr. Give it a call.
There you have it, folks. Decision win. All 3 judges seen at 29-28 for Carlos Puente. Fighting out of true MMA. Looks like he might come and sit to us right now. The master himself, Tito Ortiz, in the building. Here with this sellout crowd of 1,432 fighters. Tito Ortiz, a mainstay here in Orange County Mixed Martial Arts.
The Huntington Beach bad boy.